everyone, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are going to build a huge, very big celebrity mansion. In the end it will cost around 1.3 million simoleons, which is the in-game currency, and is basically one of the more expensive lots that you can have in game then. So this is basically an end game kind of huge build, the dream mansion that everybody wants to live in, maybe, probably, I don't know, but that was basically the goal. And it was also of course highly inspired by the new Get Famous expansion pack for The Sims 4, which just came out recently, and it is also the first build that I do with this expansion pack, which also means that this house, if you have The Sims 4 game, also only uses the base game and this pack. There's no other expansion pack, stuff pack, game pack involved. So if you have the Get Famous expansion pack, you can build this yourself or just download this and put into your game and play with it. And yeah, this is basically why I started to build this. So this is built on the 64 by 64 lot, which is also the biggest lot size that we have. It's a huge property, and in the end it will have a garage, a pool, a private theater, a recording studio, several fountains, a fireplace, I think 5 or 6 bedrooms, and many more that I probably have forgotten now. But yeah, this was also the first time that I could experiment with the new terrain tools, how it's called. So basically now we can, as you can already see here, build little hills and kind of manipulate the terrain and make it look a little bit more natural and not as flat as it was before. And I also was highly inspired by celebrity villas that actually exist in Los Angeles, the area around Los Angeles. And this is why this is going to be a super huge kind of techy modern chateau kind of build. It's going to be a really huge house and a really huge property with several kind of layers of gardening that are separated a little bit from the hills, and you have a lovely view around the whole Del Sol area, which is basically supposed to be Los Angeles. And yeah, it's basically your end game kind of huge celebrity house that you can live in if you kind of succeeded in game and don't know what to do anymore. This is the house for you. And there's also a little disclaimer that I have to tell you. First of all, part of the recording went missing or didn't record properly, which is also the whole recording while I was building the main house. So in quite a few minutes we will drop to the house being there and going directly into landscaping, which I'm really sorry of. I couldn't recover the whole recording. I tried, I guess, for about 6 hours to recover it. Nothing could work, it's lost forever. But yeah, I will explain a little bit more about the style of the house once we get there. It's also quite a huge house, as I've already told you. So it took me about 30 hours to build. And this is also why there hasn't been a huge or like a build recently, or like a video at all, because yeah, this took quite some time, and also I had lots and lots of troubles in build mode, several new bugs and glitches, which you will see currently like here on the garage roof, and trims were glitching, columns were flying, were undeletable. I had lots and lots of troubles in the build mode right now. The game is very bugged. It's almost impossible to build without encountering at least one bug, and I especially think this is because of the terrain tools. It's not as, I would say, fleshed out as it could be, maybe. But yeah, I told, of course, the developers, since I'm an EA Game Changer, there are like several kind of channels or platforms that I could use to tell them. And they are aware of each and every bug that I kind of experienced, and yeah, they are working on it, and oh, here we are again. So here's the house again. I'm so sorry that, yeah, all of this kind of slipped and went missing. But yeah, here you can see that there is, of course, a garage to the left. We have a huge fountain when you go right in. And then here you can see me doing the landscaping with lots of hedges all around. I really wanted the house to be on a hill, because it's already, the lot is already placed on a huge hill overseeing the whole Del Sol Valley area. And I thought it would be even better to uplift the whole house, so it's kind of like a throne, like a hill throne where the house is situated. So you really have the best view, And I especially wanted to make it look a little bit more like a Baroque, almost Rococo, modern chateau, which is a style that I've seen in a lot of these celebrity homes, because the Americans apparently love to copy lots of what I call the historism, and like just using lots and lots of stuff that kind of they like and putting it on their houses. And I wanted to make it look a little bit, or like at least give a little hint that it's also actually a modern house and not a like old Baroque house that has been there for quite some centuries. So there are some like some parts of the roof have the air conditioning on top, and there's like parts of the mansard roof are missing and have this flat top. So it basically just has to look like a Baroque kind of mansard roof, which it isn't. So I thought that's kind of a hint. For example, then I use sometimes kind of more modern fencing, and for example the awnings kind of look more modern to me. It's kind of like a huge mix and mash. The columns as well that came with the pack are these tacky, I would almost call them Las Vegas columns of something that they would call Roman, which definitely isn't. And I also wanted to place a little pagoda, which you can see here. And then my game was bugged again, and I had to stop the recording and kind of fix the whole thing for you. But yeah, at the end there will be a pagoda there with a little fountain in the middle, just so, because I thought it would look super cute and cool, and that's something that they would have as well. Because lots of these celebrity mansions that I have looked at through Google pictures and several videos, of course, with these house tours of these megalomaniac mansions, I thought they have so many extra stuff. For example, like pretty unpractical, not useful stuff like small pagodas and I don't know, like fountains that are just too big for anybody to enjoy almost. It's just kind of ridiculous and so over the top, and that was especially lots of these objects and like decorational objects and even furniture that came with the Get Famous pack, and it kind of reminded me of this whole thing, or this whole theme of too big to actually enjoy. And that's what I wanted to do here. Of course, you can enjoy it in the game. So if you have the money for it, which is 1.3 millions. So if you have that tiny little bit of money, then of course the Sims can live there, and it's fully tested. They can live there, they can enjoy the pool, they can, you know, record and even like have enough space for a butler or a huge family, or I don't know, 7 cats or whatever you want to do there. I thought it would have been a cool experience to see what an end game kind of house would look like. And since it took me like so long to build, it was especially with all the bugs, it was really such a nice, like, cool feeling that I got. Like after 30 hours I was like, oh my god, it's finally finished. I can't believe it. But yeah, it took me so long because of all the bugs, because of the terrain tools that I still have to get used to and kind of experiment even a little bit more with it. And then also, it's all the little details. You will see lots and lots of awnings, of balustrades, outer lighting, lots of different plans, columns, trims, friezes, spandrels, roof decorations, etc. all around the house, because as you know, I'm the crazy clutter lady and I really love to use lots and lots of decorations in The Sims 4 to make the houses look even more detailed. And this is also stuff that's really repetitive to do, so I usually watch like a movie or am in like a Skype or Discord voice call with lots of friends to kind of keep me, I don't know, motivated through doing this. And this is also why sometimes you see me like stopping for 3 minutes because I was looking something up or online or something. But yeah, there's like lots and lots of stuff going on there. There are lots and lots of details and lots of decorations. I, of course, only use these stuff from the base game and the Get Famous pack, and especially the very tacky ones that I personally really dislike. Like, I wouldn't like this house personally. Because I know lots and lots of you guys will write me down in the comments that I wanted to see like a modern house, which I'm currently working on as well, so stay tuned for that. But since this whole you know, being an actress or actor and being famous is kind of associated with Hollywood and the old glam and kind of over the top stuff, I thought, okay, I'm going to go with this kind of style because I've never done it. When I built it like a castle or mansion, I kind of wanted it to look more European and from the century that it actually was based in. And here I could go wild with all the very, very different decorations and style eras that was provided here. Basically, only the color theme is the only consistent stuff through the whole set that came with the Get Famous expansion pack. And the rest just screams tacky, over the top, decorated stuff. It's just, I'm rich, this is what I got, this is how my house looks like, and this is how it's supposed to look like, you know. This is kind of like the feel that you have to get here. I think personally, if I would have all the money in the world, this is not a house that I would personally live in, especially the interior design is kind of, yeah, like I said, over the top and very tacky. But then again, I thought during building this, it could be so interesting for gameplay or telling stories. We all know that lots and lots of simmers love to play with rich sims and kind of have all the intrigue and, I don't know, like stories going on. And I thought that would be like a cool house for as a setting as well. It's definitely something really, really special. I love it, by the way, like in the whole thing, because I've spent so many hours on it. It was kind of interesting, you know, to explore all the tacky kind of objects that we got. And I kind of grew fond of some of the sofa couches and some of the couch tables that came with it. And here you can already see me, the whole theme, of course, is with the marbled floors and the marbled wallpaper that also came with the pack. It's over the top. There's so many patterns going on, lots of gold especially. Yeah, definitely something that kind of reminds me also of like a Russian oligarch or something. You know, just having lots and lots of money and kind of wasting it on, yeah, golden couches. Yeah, this could be a life goal maybe for you. It's not for me, but I thought, yeah, this is definitely a nice kind of feel for a house for storytelling and for giving it kind of, you know, the snobby, arrogant, nouveau riche kind of feel that of the people that may live here. So the living room is kind of a huge ballroom. It's almost not comfy in my opinion. There's lots and lots of decoration. Also on the floor you can see the pool decorations, these little golden ornaments that look like kind of flowers. These are actually supposed to go on a pool ground, but I use them all over as floor decorations as well, because I think it kind of reminds me of the Gucci, Hermes, kind of Versace, you know, decorations that they use on their designer clothes. And also these three, sorry to say, I'm pretty sure some will love these brands, but these three brands for me also are kind of very tacky brands. They are like show-off brands that I personally kind of dislike. It's not the kind of design that I personally like. Of course, they have their design value, like they kind of add to the whole theme. But yeah, especially for this house, it kind of was so fitting for me because I really wanted to go over the top, lots of gold and marble and, you know, unnecessary decorational items and columns where you really don't need them. Kind of like a huge modern McMansion that kind of wanted to be Sans Souci or any chateau in France, but then lost its way through looking like a Las Vegas resort or something. Yeah, something that doesn't have class, but really wants to have class. That's like the whole theme of the house. I'm sorry that I'm kind of bashing my own house. In my opinion, it looks really beautiful and it took me lots of time to build, so I'm kind of proud of it, of course. But yeah, I think personally, if I would encounter a house like this in real life, I would say, oh my god, please just bulldoze this lot and kind of build like a nicer house, please. So yeah, it's like kind of a little bit too much. Also, the kitchen is huge. I think that the owners or the Sims who will live there will never use the kitchen. By the way, there's a little tip. If you want to have a stuff pack or like a stuff pack recommendation for the Get Famous pack to kind of get along with the expansion pack, I would say Vintage Glamour. The Vintage Glamour stuff pack would be the best because first of all, it gives you a butler. You can have butlers then, and like a house like this kind of screams you have lots and lots of personal personnel or like maids and butlers and gardeners that kind of run around this house just to serve you, like little servant. Yeah, that would be like the stuff pack that really goes nicely and also has this more Art Deco, over the top Art Deco American style in the furniture that I think would have suited a little bit more. I think also that if you change the whole wallpapers that I used here, which is like the gold vein marble wallpaper or something it's called, and you just use something a little bit more decent, like white paneling or something, I think this could look cool, and also maybe change the golden stuff a little bit to tone it down. I think this could be like a really nice interior design. But as I said, you have to see it from a set design kind of way. I get a feel of Sims that will live there and what kind of story you want to tell in your house. And this is the house that I'm then going to build. And my first idea when I saw the Get Famous pack and looked at all the objects was over the top house, like people who are really rich and came from like not having as much money, so they kind of like there's always a discrepancy about taste and money, and if you have too much money but not so much taste, this is how the house looks like, in my opinion. I really don't want to bash anybody who likes this. If you enjoy these things, this is beautiful. It's always good to enjoy things, beautiful things. And they are kind of in their way, but like some of the patterns and too much gold, it just for me makes me uncomfortable being around. But hey, if it makes you comfortable and that's like the style you're going for, hey, this is perfect. I'm really happy that I could finally build a house for you, because yeah, I don't build houses like this a lot. Enjoy it while it lasts. So yeah, upstairs of course there are several bedrooms and bathrooms. I used the same objects throughout the whole bedrooms, which is like the same bed, but we have so many color swatches with the beds. So I could experiment with like the at least ugly color swatches. Sometimes I even wanted to go really bold just to see how it looks like. Kind of reminded me a little bit of kind of like a bachelor Playboy mansion or something that's too much to be good. But yeah, this is definitely interesting. I also could swatch lots and lots of the color swatches here in the bedrooms to give it more diverse personality. So you can, you know, there will be like a red one maybe for a girl or like a woman, and then there's one with gold and like a zebra print or tiger print that kind of fits more to the bachelor, I don't know, Playboy kind of mansion style. And then there's like a white one which looks a little bit more pristine and old glamorous, lady diva Hollywood for me. But yeah, you can switch it up a lot with the color swatches that we have here in the game. So all gets like a different kind of personality, which I really, really like and enjoy. And also, since we are done with the upper floors, the upper two floors of the house, we will soon go downstairs in the basement. In the basement, there are wondrous little things. For example, of course, a private cinema, because I was thinking that maybe a actress or actor was living there, like a 5-star celebrity, and of course they want to watch movies in their own private cinema. So I used lots of the red curtains and put the cinema posters and memorabilia posters around that they may have collected throughout their career. And also downstairs in the basement there will be a little bar kind of lounge area where they can have their parties in. This one is going to be a little bit more toned down. Well, toned down doesn't, like, you will see what I mean. I use a little less color, I think, since, yeah, it's a little bit too much, but I try to tone it down a little bit. But yeah, I thought they kind of don't want to go out that much and rather have people over. So they have their private bar with a huge dinosaur skull in the middle, and lounge area with a piano and like a microphone, of course, for their own entertainment. I just thought, since like watching lots of these MTV Cribs or like mansion kind of showcase videos and documentaries, I kind of get the hang of it that they have lots and lots of extra stuff that would actually be a community lot, like a cinema or a spa or a bowling alley, and they just have it in their freaking house. And this is what I wanted to do here. I couldn't put like a bowling alley, which would be possible with a bowling stuff pack, because they were all kind of dependent on different packs and I only wanted to use base game. But if you have the spa day pack, hey, put a spa in there, like massage chairs and stuff. If you have the bowling stuff, you can have a whole bowling alley in your basement, and so on and so on. But since I only had the Get Famous, a lounge bar kind of area would be cool, I thought, you know, to hang out and enjoy a drink after, I don't know, the hard work day on set or something. I thought that would be like a cool idea. And also I could experiment here with a dark blue. I think it's like a navy blue color theme with a red, which looks kind of nice for a lounge kind of bar area. I think that's like a cool, you know, color combination. And then I had like this huge hall in the middle, and I thought, okay, hey, I need a walk-in closet, so why not put like a walk-in closet just in the middle? So I used lots of the new closets and wardrobes that we have now with the pack, and kind of put this downstairs as well. Also, you can see a little sleep laboratory that's there with the sleeping pods. I finally found out what the sleeping pods are for. These are single beds that your Sims can use, and you can determine what kind of dreams they have, what kind of state they get in when they wake up. So they can get a playful dream, they can get an inspirational dream, etc. And I think this is really cool if you want to kind of yourself skill up your Sim faster, because if you have your Sim in different states or emotional states, they will skill certain skills faster. And I thought it would be like a cool idea to use and experiment a little bit as well. And here the last room is the recording studio. So I thought, hey, you can be a YouTuber now / video media producer. I think this is what it's called. So there's this video producing, you know, corner there. And then I made like a little studio with several green screens for a beauty guru. But you as well can, of course, decorate it however you want. So there are little, some cameras. There are some lights to make it look like a studio. There will be like a little corner that looks like a living room, so maybe this could be like a podcast kind of sitcom-y thing. I just thought it would be like a really cool thing to see or like to experiment with as well. And also on the other side there's a bed and kind of like a closet as well, so maybe they can get ready there and even sleep in their own studio and don't have to walk into the west wing of the huge house to their bedroom. I just thought it would be also practical in gameplay. And as I'm talking about practical, as I said, I've tested this lot for quite a while because I wanted to test the expansion pack, which I, by the way, really like. It gives you lots and lots of nice gameplay, and I still have to up level my YouTuber Sim because I'm playing, of course, my Sim self. And yeah, it's I really like it. The objects are a little bit too tacky for me, but I really like the gameplay, and I always like that we get new stuff for the whole Sims 4 franchise, so that's good. And yeah, this is basically the whole house for you guys. Again, sorry that you couldn't see parts of the building process, but this is why, as always, I put a huge long video tour at the end. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you want to download this, I will put the download link, as always, in the video description down below, so you can have it in your game just for free. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please enjoy the video tour now, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!